Back in the book segment tonight, more protests in pro sports about race. Tonight, Cleveland Cavaliers forward LeBron James wore a shirt saying, "I can't breathe." That on the heels of the 5 St. Louis Rams players raising their hands in sympathy of the Hands Up, Don't Shoot movement. Joining us now from Washington, Charles Krauthammer. So my position, as I stated last week, is I think people in the public eye, like pro athletes, have a responsibility to know what they're talking about before they protest on the company dime. Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, there are people in the public eye who all the time talk about things they know nothing about. Look, the leading Democratic candidate for the presidency, the former Secretary of State, said a couple of weeks ago, don't let anybody tell you that corporations and businesses create jobs. Presidents often talk about things they know nothing about. Senators, congressmen, I might say even talk show hosts. And even I, perhaps even I, have once said something that makes no sense. Although I can't say I can remember one offhand. There's
a difference, though. If you're going to throw in as a professional athlete or an actor or on stage, by the way, I'm not talking about in your private life. I'm not talking about that. But if you're in an arena where people have paid money to come and see you and you're working for a team, all right, and then you make a statement, a political statement, as these statements are, I don't mind that if you defend the statement articulately, as the Rams players could not do that because they didn't even know that don't shoot, hands up, don't shoot was debunked by the forensic evidence in Ferguson. They didn't even know that. All right, they thought that hands up, don't shoot was what actually happened. So their protest was based on a fallacy. Now, it's a little bit, it's not that intense with LeBron James, who's a smart man. I saw him last week. He's making a statement. I'm not sure whether Mr. James, I don't know what his point of view is, and I think he needs to say what his point of view is.
Well, I think that T-shirt speaks for what he's trying
but does
to
he think that does he think that the grand jury is corrupt? Does he think all police, as our lead guest tonight, are targeting blacks? Is he there, or is he just saying I don't agree with this singular decision? You know, we don't know.
Look, I don't expect an elaborate legal exegesis on the case from the best ball player in the NBA. But if he wants to say, by having a jersey on, a T-shirt on, that there was a case in which a man was choked to death or died while being held by police, that there's something about that disturbs him, that I assume is the message of that T-shirt. That is a perfectly reasonable thing to do.
Right.
And it's a perfectly reasonable use of his celebrity. Look, scientists use their celebrity to make a political point. Priests do. Experts do. Movie stars do. We've sort of accepted that in the culture. You can ask them under cross-examination to explain what they say. And often the movie stars can just have these inane explanations of what they are talking about. But in and of itself, for a celebrity to use the platform to make a case, that's perfectly fine.
All right, but if I were a sports writer, I'd say in a press conference, you know, what do you mean now? What exactly is your beef here? Get it out so everybody understands.
I expect that LeBron will be asked about that.
Well, we'll see. I got 45 seconds. The theme of this show so far is that America hunts down black men using the police, that American women are being raped and nobody really cares about it, that grand juries are corrupt and we need to do away with them, and that the President of the United States says there's constant bias in America. I mean, are you and I going to have to move to Iceland, or what are we going to have to do here?
No, we just have to make clear what the truth is. In Ferguson, there was a case where the grand jury, I think, made the right decision. The overwhelming evidence was against any intent or criminality. And in the case of what happened in Staten Island, I think there was a true miscarriage of justice. The obvious evidence on the video is that this was an abuse of power. But there is no evidence that it was racism.
No, and even the man's family says
and that is the heart of the case in Staten Island.
All right, Charles, got to run. Thank you.